Yo, yo, yo. What
What's
up?
up?
Got Monica in the his ass.
It's me.
It's me, your Monica.
It's me, Monica. On my
Yo, so
birthday. Woohoo!
yeah, on your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
First and foremost.
Yeah.
Uh yeah. How
Have
how has your
women
birthday
into
been
my
so far?
50s, huh?
How was your birthday so far? Did you skip work? Or did you go to
No,
work?
I had to go to work. I worked and
Boo.
then I got an MRI and then I had to cook my own dinner. It's been a thrill ride. It's been everything that I thought 52 would be. So,
Well, it's the last card in the deck. You got 52 pickup.
meh.
Yeah.
I'm
Now you
just
get to
happy
read.
to be here. At the end of the day, I'm just happy I made it here.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying you get a new deck now. You can just wash the old deck away and
Now I get to start over
unlimited
again.
cards. Yeah,
Don't tell me
there
that.
you
I'm going to be all freaked out thinking this is like the last year of my life or some shit.
go. No, you get to start
I'm
fresh.
going to New Orleans in a couple of weeks, dude. I'm already a little like. Actually, I'm not freaked out about that. My friends are though. Like everybody who made it, who's making it, is just like, "What? Are you still going?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" You know why? Because it's not a major event. It's not a major holiday when I'm going. So
Yeah,
I'm not feeling like super anxious about it.
right. Yeah, well, when all that shit went down, I was like, man, I'm not going to be there to, grab Jen and Monica and knock them out of the way of a freaking.
I can't be the superhero.
Yeah, I gave me the superhero. I won't be there. Yeah, no, it's got to my mentals already, but um, I'm getting that trip to Vegas. So I was talking to Jen about it. And I was like, even though it's a downfall or downside of it, I was like, maybe just maybe if we can find like an event, we'll go hit that new sphere.
Oh yeah, that'd be so cool. I
Yeah,
generally hate Vegas. I am not a Vegas person. I am not a Vegas person, but I do want to see the spear. The spear.
yeah.
It looks so cool, and all my friends that have gone to it and gone to events there tell me how cool it is.
Did you see the New Year's short on?
I saw the
Um,
Christmas thing. My friend was there over Christmas, but no, I didn't see the New Year's thing.
Jennifer says that she's in the chat. I don't know if that's Jen or my kid. I'm not
It's
sure. Is that you, Jen? It
prove
might
it's
be.
Jen.
Yeah. Tell me something about the bedroom. Don't not tell at least the 10th minute.
Yeah, put that in the chat. No, it's her. It's her.
Oh, if it is you, then bring me that the new gas station jacket so I can show all the the peeps
Show
the
all
new.
the homies the gas station jacket. It looks so cool.
It is dope. It is like literally like the old school '90s uh, starter jackets. That's literally how it's built. It's built like the
It
starter.
reminds me of oh, you're gonna love this one. Uh the jackets they were wearing in Greece.
Yeah, no.
No, guys, not the varsity jackets, not the leather jackets. It was
No,
pink ladies' jackets, only they're
the
not pink.
people. Yeah. No, they're dope. And the thing about it is they're not just printed on; they're actually like embroidered.
Oh,
So
even better.
the whole design's embroidered. And Hearsay Generation 2 is going to have like, on the waistline part, right
Hmm.
before the first button or zipper, it'll have a big Texas logo, so
Sweet.
repping it. I mean, it's already got the Texas logo, but still, the more Texas, the mo better.
Right? Because we're the most awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, second
But
from
look here.
California.
Well, I mean, when I move, wherever I am is going to be like the most awesome. I mean, let's be real. Where am I from?
You don't have to cut. Well, you know, you kind of.
You told me to come in here. What do you mean? I'm in the middle of making dinner.
See, all
Oh,
shiny
see?
and leathery,
Which way?
big back.
There you go. There you go.
Model it, babe. There you go. Yeah, see, yeah.
Yeah, see?
I had to get a 4X because you know I'm fat. But yeah, so you got gas station logo. On the front
Jen's
and
just
the
swimming
back.
in it.
Yeah. Looks like the old Missy Elliott videos.
I love it.
Yeah, I gotta get, man. Y'all, anybody who's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan or a gas station fan, gotta get one.
I'm making tacos. Gotta go.
Okay.
Woohoo! I will be over momentarily.
You like it?
Yeah. She started to make something right before I came in, and I was like, I don't know what you're making, but it smells like my grandma. Like,
Oh, dude.
And she's like, it's like onions and potatoes and butter, and I'm like, yeah,
Oh.
that's
Smells
my
like liver and onions, then, is what you're saying.
right.
Smells like blood pressure medication and
Mothballs.
yeah.
Actually, it was weird, man. When I was a kid, like that was one of the most horrible was the liver and onions.
Yeah.
My parents that was like Tuesdays and Thursdays was liver and onion day because it was cheap. So I learned to love it. I was like, oh, sweet.
My grandparents were smart enough to know there was no way I was putting that shit in my mouth. Nah. We had a stalemate over split pea soup.
Oh, love split piece.
I wasn't eating that shit as a kid.
Or,
I just sat there and stared at it. Stared at it all night, didn't eat it.
cabbage and sausage, all that broke motherfucker food. That was great. I loved it. And then
I
like
ate
you
lamb
get it
out of a can, but I wasn't eating the split pea soup.
you're like, I'll take Vienna sausages over that.
Well, I mean, you remember the ham, the triangle shaped
Yeah.
ham in the can, like the roll top can. I loved that shit when I was
It's
a
open
kid.
like sardines.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's making tostadas.
So tostadas. San Antonio style bullshit. You're from Boston.
She's from Boston.
No, she actually well, she was born in Boston.
or
so
Worcester. Are you from Worcester or Boston?
She was what was it? Babe, you were born in Linden or it was right outside of Boston.
She said yes. All right, Lynn.
Lynn, that's what it was, yeah. But yeah, so I just bust your balls all the time about it. And yeah, so San Antonio is they call it Bexar County, but it's spelled Bexar. Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's Bexar County. And she's like, no, it's Bexar County. I live there, I know. And I'm like, well, we don't live in Tace. We live in Texas. So it's spelled the same way except for the B and the R. So yeah. For the chat. So tonight we don't have a subject. There is a couple I wanted to get into, but I don't know how YouTube treats it yet. So like one of the things was
you were wanting to talk about.
well, one of the things was this fog thing, right, going on. But I don't know if they're going to shut it down for misinformation because whenever, yeah, have you heard about this fog thing? So this is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not any facting. Yeah, this is just what I've heard. This is hearsay for all the YouTube AI.
And bots.
So yeah, all these cities have been experiencing this fog, right? And it's becoming almost like nationwide.
Okay.
And then there's snow happening after. So just to start off with it, the theory is the fog itself has a texture. And when people are like putting flashlights in it, it has particles. And
It
some of the
fogs
particles
up.
are like black particles. And when it's landing on the ground, like certain animal feces, like cat shit and dog shit, are starting to grow like hairs out of them. And people are like recording all this and they're like, dude, what the hell is going on? So, in the aftermath of it snows in the area of these fogs, it crumbles like styrofoam. It doesn't pack. Like it's not like
Oh, is it like the snow that doesn't melt?
right, like the snow that burns and doesn't
Yeah.
melt or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of shit. But it's if you look at the videos, it looks very much like movie snow. Like it doesn't meld together. It's like styrofoam packaging, literally. It's very
Gotcha.
weird. Yeah. So yeah, that's as far as I'll get with it. It's pretty weird until I start seeing more YouTube pieces on it. But like I said, that's all purely speculation and hearsay. So I'm not calling it a fact. So it's not a. I don't need any misinformation.
Yeah. Don't come at
tag. Yeah, don't come at me, man. It's just what I heard.
I'm just repeating what I heard, man.
Yeah. So we're probably just gonna BS a little bit. Talk about our what is it? We just had New Year's and all that good stuff. And if there's anything, any subjects y'all want to talk about, anything paranormal, cryptid, whatever. Yeah, just let us know. Or horror
It's the
movies.
Friday night BS session.
Yeah, it's the speakeasy. That's what we do. So yeah, that's
Yellow
that.
snow packs well.
Yeah, it does. Don't eat the yellow snow.
Watch out where the huskies go. Don't go eating yellow snow.
Yeah, you got the same. Not many people get that reference.
Really?
Yeah, the Frank Zappa stuff. Yeah, not a lot of people.
How
Don't
can
know.
you not get that?
I don't know. It's very weird to me. It's like if I say Dynamo Hum, people are like, "What?" I'm like,
Never mind.
Frank Zappa, man, come on.
Weird fogs. Yeah. So, yeah, we're supposed to get that Arctic front coming through.
Yeah,
And
which is
I'm
supposed to be
forcing
part of it. Yeah.
my husband to crawl under our house to put a heat trace on our water lines because I'm sick of my toilet freezing every time it drops below 23 degrees. And over the 6 years of living here, it has iced over every year. My toilets have frozen every year. And I have come to know that 23 degrees is the temperature at which all of my pipes on the external walls freeze.
Well, that just makes me glad I have a runny toilet all the time. So it doesn't freeze.
I mean, I have to basically to keep my kitchen sink from freezing, which is on the north wall that we already have the pipes wrapped. I have to basically turn the water on when I go to bed at night.
Yeah. Dude,
and no dripping. And a drip that doesn't do crap. It's gotta be
it's gotta be a full stream. Dude, that's one of the things I hate about winter. Is when you have to do that. For me, it's the equivalent of I don't know about people who live up north, but in Texas, it's like the same as your fan turning off because you like I can listen to tornado raids and and Amber Alerts and blah blah blah. It doesn't bother me, but if I hear like my fan shut off and it goes completely silent, or faucet running, like it drives me nuts. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I get used to the sound of the fan, it'll do that too.
Yeah.
Like
I
the faucet,
can't-
not so much, but the fan for sure.
Dude,
Like-
the faucet gets me. And now that we got the kid that damn rock polishing tumbler, that's literally what
white
it sounds
noise.
Dude, it's literally what it sounds like is when you have metal window units, like, and it's raining really hard and it's hitting the top of the metal window units. It's like
Right.
ting 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 ting. You know.
I'll try to hear patterns and things just to like soothe myself. Like if I'm listening to like heavy rain on tin roof, it sounds like white noise to me. And I'll try to, and inside, like even like remember back in the day when the TV stations would shut off at midnight and it would turn to white noise, right? They'd show the
Yeah.
flag, they'd play the
Right.
song, and then no more TV for anybody, like bedtime for Bonzo. Like you got to go to sleep. There ain't no TV on. And it was static until like 6 a.m. the next morning. And my dad would fall asleep with the TV on, and I would sometimes wake up with the white noise in the other room.
Yeah.
I could hear it. And I was afraid of the dark as a child, so I wouldn't want to get up and like turn the TV off. So I'd sit there listening to this white noise in the dark, and I would like try to hear patterns in the white noise to soothe myself, to go back to sleep, because it would freak me out. I don't like hearing the white noise in the dark.
We found Monica's fear.
I said,
White noise in the dark.
oh yeah, no, I don't like loud noises. Just
Loud
loud noises in general,
noises.
not my favorite. I don't know
Oh,
if
that's
that's fear as much as it is just like a irritant.
yeah, irritant. Yeah, I'd go with that because it's more of a frustration, I would think.
Oh, you know what really freaked me out? Do you remember when that freaking alert went off at like 4 a.m. for some asshole that the cops were looking for?
No.
Okay, so the state of Texas like sent out this alert, a blue alert, because some jackass, like, I don't know, pushed a cop or something. I don't know. But they were looking for him. I forget where the guy was. I want to say he was like down in Austin or something, or San Antonio. He was somewhere. So they sent out an alert at 4 a.m. to everybody's phone, and it went off like a siren. Like, I have my Amber Alerts silented. I guess my phone reset. I don't know, because I don't get those like because of that in the middle of the night. And I have my phone on Do Not Disturb from like 10 p.m. to like 6 a.m.
Okay.
Because I need to sleep. And
Right.
what happens in those hours is between you and God. We can figure it out when I wake up at 6. And my phone just sending that shrill alert at 4 a.m. I jumped out of bed. I thought like the end of the world was happening, because my phone doesn't do that alert no matter what. And I had it on silent. So I thought it was like a government override. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, are they bombing it? Like, I don't know what the hell was going on. Like, I literally knocked everything off my nightstand, like in the movies, like slapping around looking for my phone.
No, I don't remember that. Well, but then again, at that hour, that's usually right when I'm passing out. And when I say passing out, I mean going to sleep. I mean, I am passed out. So yeah, I probably slept right through it because that's when the liquor takes control and it's all breezy. You either go to bed or you're drinking till 8 a.m. But Oh yeah, Granddad. We can get it. We'll get into the New Orleans thing. That's a weird one too, because there's a double incidence with the same vehicles rented by the same company in two different states. But speaking of the television thing turning off, have you ever gone down the rabbit hole of the? So remember, it used to play the Star Spangled Banner or whatever at the end of the night. So if you slow that down like really hard, because it would print the words out, and if you slow it down to a crawl, the first letters that would appear out of all the sentences, it wasn't like this letter, so on and so forth. It would spell subliminals out, and it would be like "government is God," and and kind of like what was that movie with Roddy Piper?
They Live.
Yeah, They Live. Yeah, it was just like that.
Obey.
And,
I didn't believe that. Yeah, there's subliminal messaging for sure.
Oh, yeah, is some MK Ultra.
Sure.
Going on. Yeah, I mean, allegedly. I'm not saying it was. So,
I'm saying it was. I'm sure it was.
Yeah, but yeah. So that that dude went El Loco and mowed down a bunch of people on Bourbon, and
Yeah, he went through the barricades, which is crazy.
Yeah. But someone did that here at South by Southwest in Austin. I want to say maybe 4 to 5 years ago. Did the same freaking thing as South by is big.
Oh,
It's like
I've been to South by Southwest.
so you already know everything's barricaded off.
Oh yeah.
And it's just people bar hopping and having a great time, bunch of free music gigs but yeah, they did that same thing, but the weird part about it is that truck was rented through an app by a company, and right the same day, right in front of Trump Tower, I believe it was.
Yep.
It blew up, right? And when they found the truck, they found explosive devices in it that didn't get set off. So it looked like, yeah.
So what's weird to me is, and it's like, to be fair, I haven't looked too deep into that one. The one in front of Trump Tower is the guy was super patriotic, right? He was a huge Trump supporter. And it's, everybody's saying that's very uncharacteristic of him.
You're talking about the New Orleans dude?
No, I'm talking about the one in front of Trump Tower.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that it was out of character for him to like target that specific
location.
Yeah, because he was so patriotic and he was such a big Trump supporter, and I want to say that he had training in some kind of munitions. I'm not saying he knew explosives or anything like that, but he had some kind of training. And for him to have used like fireworks as part of the detonation seemed like amateur for what he supposedly knew. That's what I heard. I haven't gone like super far down the rabbit hole, so I don't know like if what I'm saying is true or not. That's just the little bit that I've heard. And it's just weird to me that
so in multiple ways it was
patriotic as a fan of Trump would just suddenly like pull up inside of or in front of a Trump hotel and just be like, F this crap, and boom, just
right. And not only that, but you have the second leaf of the tree, which is it was beneath his knowledge of said weaponry.
So I was watching everybody's favorite app, TikTok. I know everybody's like super concerned about, the Chinese listening to, I don't give a shit. I'm not saying anything that they're overly interested in, I'm sure. Let me keep my TikTok. I like it. But it's entertaining. there's this woman, Sarah, somebody, and I'm not super deep on the who's who and the spy game and the like conspiracy things, but she's, I guess, former CIA. She knows something. She's somehow connected to CIA. And she was talking about how these, terror cells are already in the US, and how she believes that, they're going to be lone wolf attacks before there are coordinated attacks. And she's like, I think you're starting to see it. And one guy who's former FBI, who I follow, and he's like, he goes, this chick, Sarah, whoever, he goes, if you don't know who she is, go check her out. You really need to listen to her. He goes, because what she's saying is happening now. He goes, I spent a long time. It was my job to worry about things. He goes, and I'm just telling you, if you don't know who she is, go check her out. So, there was a link at the bottom of his video to her thing. So I click that and it pops up with all these random videos that have her name tagged in them. And I'm just kind of scrolling through, listening to her. And what she was saying is kind of freaky. And again, I have no clue who this lady is. I'm not super deep into that kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, she's saying it like she knows it to be true. I don't know. But, you're seeing these citizens that are being turned. And then this one guy who's suddenly patriotic. And then he goes and just pulls this kind of crap, this amateur shit against, somebody he would generally support. I don't understand.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. What I'm wondering is, it's like, it's the ass in before the switch over. So, it's like, if I was in that kind of an aspect and I was actually trying to do as much damage as I can before the change happens, then yeah, you kind of like pull out all the guns, right? And
yeah,
and have and hit them with everything you got before leadership takes over. I guess that's the best neutral way I can say it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying either side is right or wrong, because I think that they both, and through the entire history of government, it's both sides of a hierarchy, and they both have their own agendas, and neither one of them is really got us as their biggest concern. You know what I mean? I believe that America became a corporate function a long time ago.
Yeah.
And they have our best interest is in none of their minds. Mm-hmm. So it just depends on, like South Park says, you pick like a turd sandwich, or what was the other one? It was a turd sandwich, but both options were shit,
Right.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Like Denmark was like, we're not for sale, but we'll buy America, but the land only. We're not interested.
Not in the people.
Well, not the people. I mean, they don't mind the people. It's the government.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
But I mean, I guess anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm just saying they might want to have a test for citizenship. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I mean, with the influx of, I'll just touch down this brief. I'll crop dust this, but with the influx of non-legitimate citizens coming in from unknown origins, that increases your chances for sleeper cells and other people have different motivations regardless of location, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, are you going to get lashed back, from something like that? Anybody, like if I let my if I let my gate open and I'm like, hey, anybody come to the party? Anybody, put an ad out in the freaking newspaper and being like, yeah, I'm throwing a party. Anybody's welcome. Do I know that drunken assholes aren't going to come and start fights, or that I'm going to have, this section of kind of people and this section of kind of people? No, you can't promise that.
Right.
So yeah, just then the aftermath is going to be not just cleaning up, half empty beer bottles. It's going to be a lot worse.
Right.
And that's how far I'll go with that.
Everybody has their own ideas.
Right.
What needs to be done. And I'm just saying, like, I'm never going to put mine out there. I keep those to myself.
Yeah, no doubt. And I say that because I know for a fact, because one year, I did throw a party, because I got like 5 acres out here. So I did throw a party, and I was like, come on. And actually,
one and all didn't show up, huh?
Yeah, I was like 25, and me and my closest people, my closest homies, we were on like security duty all night. Whether we didn't expect any of it. And it was like we had these cats causing this kind of drama, and then these are talking crap to neighbors, and I was like, dude, this is this is a disaster, fucking disaster, and I never did it again. I'll just put it that way. Never did that shit again. But so did you catch switch gears? Let's throw it. Yeah. I saw this kid. He's like probably Gen Z, maybe even Gen Alpha. And he's like, oh, I found a way to slow my car down a lot faster. You put it into P mode out of D mode.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's all
oh
shit.
Like transmission on the freaking road.
Yeah, he's all, see, I didn't even have to use the brakes. I'm like, holy shit.
Why don't you just bust your feet through the floorboard and slow down Flintstone style?
Flintstone style.
Oh my god. Holy
yeah, it made me laugh though, because he's on P mode.
He's not going to understand why it's not running properly.
Yeah. Oh, Daddy's going to have to pay a bill on that one. Boy.
Oh, shit. My dad thought I would speed shift because, I learned to drive on a stick shift.
Yeah.
Old school.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
My dad was insistent. You'll never be stranded. You will never be stranded. If you know how to drive a stick, you will be able to get out of. It doesn't matter what vehicle is in front of you.
Yeah,
my dad's rationale. I like to drive fast. I think we all know that. I've said that a few times. Anyway, it was worse when I was a teenager, and I would, hit the clutch and shift and let go real quick. Right. My dad thought I was speed shifting, like I wasn't even hitting the clutch.
Right.
I was just speed shifting. I was like, dude, like I'm not speed shifting. He was getting pissed. It's like, if I find out you're freaking speed shifting that goddamn
speed shifting is really hard to do. Like
I know.
Yeah, you have to hit it just right. I've never mastered it. Yeah.
Neither did I. I hit the clutch. I'm hitting the clutch, dude. Yeah. I am not speed shifting. And it's not like I'm driving some kind of like souped up sports car, dude. I'm driving a freaking Ford Escort.
Yeah.
I'm in high school, man. I had a Hyundai. I had the first generation Hyundai Sonata and a Ford Escort. Those were my two options when I was driving.
Yeah, that's it. I didn't. I was chilling in front of a bonfire.
I don't do that. I look at my clock. Oh, look, it's midnight.
No, I was at a bonfire and I got wasted. Like, so I was drinking Crown, Scotch, rum, and Budweiser.
Damn, dude. You
Yeah.
trying to get sick?
Yeah. Well, I didn't get sick, but by the time I got home, I was all,
I'd have been throwing up.
who put these stupid blocks in the, because I have like stepping blocks when it rains. I put these stupid blocks you gotta step on to get to the porch. Yeah, I was walking sideways and shit. It was great. So, did you catch any since New Year or since the Christmas show? Did you catch any new horror flicks?
No, I've been busy. I've been busy, like even though it's some like dead middle of winter, like spring cleaning my house, like because I'm trying to get organized and I'm forcing my husband to, or like he's super organized. Like I am messy as hell. He is very organized, but he's a pack rat. It's like I have no like connection to toss it. My father is a paperwork was a paperwork pack rat. Like he ingrained in me a fear to throw away like paperwork. Like I might need that for legal reasons somewhere down. I don't know why I would, but I may need it. And so I hoard paperwork. I've got a shit ton of paperwork. My husband has a shit ton of everything else, but it is very organized. But I'm trying to get him to get rid of a lot of it. So we've been like trying to like get rid of things because I am done with like crap we don't need. Like I just
Yeah. No, I'm the same way. Like I hoard stuff, but I keep it organized. So like Jen will be like, where's that thing from years ago or whatever? I'm like, okay, closet, very far left. It's going to be about 3/4 of the way in that stack somewhere. Like, so yeah, I totally get it. We're going to clean out the studio and make like a little spare bedroom for my nephew. And so I have to move a bunch of stuff out. The place looks like crap right now. But, yeah, I got him a present for Christmas, and it was a home audio video, setup, media setup. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, this needs this cord, and I'm like, okay, right over there by you'll see a comb, and you'll see you'll see a comb, you'll see a box full of tools, and then right on the right, there's going to be about 4 cords. It's going to be one of those cords. It's going to have red and white and a yellow, like, and then he's like, dude, it's here. And I'm like, yeah, I know where all my crap is. It's just crap everywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I know where my stuff is, but yeah, it's an organized chaos. Like I understand where it is.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be better about it. And I have to remodel some of the house here coming up this year. So I need to make sure that I'm just clearing out a lot of crap. Like we bought a new fridge over the holiday, and I had to like clear out the old fridge. It's a whole thing anyway.
Yeah.
There's a reason that I started like cleaning crap out. It's not because I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do. But yeah, I've been busy doing that and not watching movies. So no, unfortunately, I have not caught any new horror flicks. Did you catch any?
Well, I just said that because my dumbass, I'm like, I started watching Joe Bob Briggs, right? And
love him.
Yeah, and I went to go make a drink, so I missed the whole intro of the movie. And my jackass, I sent Monica a freaking text message. I'm like, have you ever heard about this? And it ended up being Rare Exports, which we talked about like literally the night before when Tex was on. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, have you heard about this? What is he? What do they call? They call him the big giant freaking Santa Claus in Finland. The
No, I can't remember.
Jujupli or whatever his name is. I'm like, have you heard about the Jujupli? And she you didn't answer me back. And I was like, and I'm glad because I didn't want to feel stupid. And then it went back to Joe Bob, and he's like, so, Rare Exports is about blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, shit, that's the same movie we were just talking about. And I was like, oh, the Krampus guy. So, yeah. But that was I think that was about it. I've been looking into the new Nosferatu.
Oh, man, I do want to see that.
Yeah.
I do want to see the Nosferatu. So there's a movie that's been out for a while now that I definitely want to see. I think I might rent it this weekend just because I'm in the mood for a horror movie. And it's called In a Violent Nature.
Oh, that's a great one.
I haven't seen it yet, and I do want to see it.
Yeah, right. They got the Jolu Pookie dude. Jolu Pookie thing. No, but In a Violent Nature is very good. Like, I think if they went at a different angle, it could have been right up there with Jason and Freddy and Michael Myers, but they kind of centered it as a one shot, one kill,
like a one-off kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. See, and Grandizer says I've seen the movie reviews that movie. I don't go by other people's movie reviews because number one, I don't care what other people think about things. I will draw my own opinions, and I especially don't give a shit what paid critics think.
Oh yeah. Well, see, we grew up with Siskel and Ebert, and everything that they said was crap was great.
Yeah.
Like they're like Exorcist, worst movie ever. And I'm like,
well, whatever. It's not particularly scary to me, but it's a good movie. It's creepy.
Right. Well, because it's just with it's same with food critics too. I don't pay any attention to
I don't pay any attention to any critic.
Yeah.
Fashion critic. Okay, fashion critic. Oh my God. Have you seen a couture runway? Are you kidding me? I spent my 20s in the middle of that shit. No, I don't care what any of you say. No. Don't listen to fashion. Wear what you want.
Right. Yeah. No, that's what I loved about Zoolander. It threw that in the face of everybody who was into that whole freaking.
You mean Blue Steel?
Yeah, Magnum, Blue Steel. My God. But yeah, other than it being one of the greatest comedies ever, I just love the duality on it. But yeah, I've never been a fan of any critics. Ron asked, "What's the scariest movie to watch?" I don't know. So when it comes down to stuff like that, or when they go, "Oh, what's your favorite song?" or what's your favorite song, or what's your favorite movie? To me, it always boils down to you can't pick it because you got so many different pieces to it. You got
genres.
Yeah. You got genres, and then you got so many genres, and then you also got how you're feeling at the time. What kind of mood are you in? So if you're talking gore, you're talking one thing. If you're talking possession, another.
Yeah, I mean, there's creature flicks, there's ghost flick, like haunting flicks. There's slasher. There's sci-fi, like true sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many like psychological thrillers.
Yep.
But
that's going
to be wholly dependent on the viewer.
Yeah, that's an impossible task for me to answer that question.
Well,
But I will tell you
I would
this.
say, what's your fear? And I'll tell you which one I think it would be.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, freaking, I don't know if it's because um blood pressure, but one of the ones that one of the ones, yeah, exactly. One of the ones I'm starting to dislike are jump scare flicks. And it's weird because I see it coming. You know it's coming. You can hear the music die down. Everything's you see the play up where it's gonna happen. You know that there's gonna be a fake right before it, and then it pops. But for some reason, it still
makes you jump.
Yeah, but
I had a movie do that to me recently, and I got pissed off at myself because I jumped. I knew it was coming, and it, like, predictably, like, popped up where you expected it to, and my ass jumped. I was like, what the?
Yeah, you feel like a little bitch. You feel like a little bitch about it. Yeah, exactly.
Did. I was like, God bless it.
I fell for the bullshit. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, because when I was young, well, not even younger, rewind 2 years ago, wouldn't bother me at all. I'd be like, see what's going to happen. And I'd literally talk through it like that to Jen, and she'd be like, would you shut the fuck up? And I'm like, nah, see, he's going to go in there. Then watch, the music's going to go down. And here it comes. Oh, wow, scared the shit out of me. Big deal. And then recently, same thing. I'm like, Jesus. And I'm like,
I think I might have yelped too. Like, I was watching with Chris, and like, it was such a predictable movie too. Like, it wasn't like anything crazy. God, I can't even remember which movie it was we were watching now. But I jumped, and I was like, gosh, damn it! I knew that was coming too.
See, when I do that, I don't yelp anymore because I'm a smoker. So I just go like.
So, we did something cool on Donnie's show the other night. I guess it was a week ago now. And what he did, he had me and Brandy and Krista on. And he did, like, he took, like, not all of them, but like a good chunk of paranormal, like, reality show or just TV shows, like Sightings, and then Josh Gates, like one of Josh Gates's shows. And then, like, just the Boo Brothers, and like some random ones like Mountain Monsters. Like, I'm just throwing out examples, but he had a ton of them. And he was having us rank them, like A-list, B-list, C-list, and trash, like, straight to the bin.
Right.
And that was actually kind of fun. And I enjoyed it because, he went around to each of us and we gave our opinion. And, and then he kind of, he filed it out, right? Majority rule. Like, if I thought one was trash, but the two other girls thought that they were like B, then it got thrown into B or C, let's say.
Right.
What the difference? So I thought that would be, interesting to do for us on subgenres of horror.
Okay.
We could pick decades, or we could pick years. I mean, if we pick the 80s, holy crap. I mean, so many came out. We could pick like 80 to 85 slashers, right? And then we'll throw some up there, and then we could do the ABC list.
Okay. Yeah, I can dig it.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah, and I can get the movie posters up, and each of it. I mean, if we've seen it, we've seen it, and if we haven't, then I'll try to pick one that we've both seen.
Right, or since it's been so long, it'd be one of those where you're halfway through describing it, and the other person's like, "No, I've never seen it," and then halfway through, you're like, with the blah 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 blah, and remember the whole thing comes in like a freaking dam break in your nugget. But no, that sounds dope. I'm all about it. Genre has to review the whole Faces of Death, but it's not his cup of tea. Yeah, well, Faces of Death.
Some of them were legit. Some of them were bullshit.
The first one, yeah, a lot of them were legit, and then by I don't know, I want to say part 3, you could just I don't know, you could just tell the bullshit. But I will tell you this: the first time watching Faces of Death, the original, so I was a young teen, I guess, and so my room that I had was a garage that was converted into like a bedroom, and so there was no exterior light. It was all had the wood panel like in the old trailer houses and all that, and so watching it and like halfway through it, my mom's like, she's like, we got dinner, come and get it. So we're going there and grab it. Taco Bell. I come back right to the point where they're doing the autopsy part, and where it shows how they cut the whole face down and pull the whole face off the skull. And right when I bit into my hard taco was the like almost exact same moment that they crunched into the skull, because they drill it and then they made like, I mean, I'm talking within 1 or 2 seconds of each other, and I was like, like, well, there goes dinner. I'm not biting into any more freaking hard crunchy tacos anymore from Taco Bell. That was I didn't mind the monkey and all that stuff, or the dude that went too close to the bear. Remember that one?
Oh my gosh, yes, I do. I remember the guy that parachutes into the alligator farm.
Into the alligator thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
And I remember college kids bungee jumping off of a building too, like that they measured the length of the building like idiots. And I'm like, yeah, you're gonna go all the way down when you cut it the length of the frickin' building.
Yeah, I have
there's a lot of math in that. If you're using a stretchy rope, you've got to like the tensile strength and how much it's
tensile strength
for your weight
plus the weight, right? Yeah,
which is the velocity, right?
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, I almost have no sympathy. I mean, it sucks that those people met their demise, but when play stupid games, win stupid prizes, And and like the old man with the freaking the bear. You don't approach a bear. You go the opposite direction if you can.
Hold on, I'm answering somebody's question.
Yeah, they said it was banned in 50 countries, and part of that is true. It was banned in a lot.
I'm trying to remember. The first time I saw Faces of Death, I was 19. I had already moved to Texas, so I was late to the game on that one. I mean, I had heard of them, but I never watched them because, I mean, I knew they were supposedly real, and I'm not interested in watching people actually die. Like,
this is true.
I'm just not. And I think the curiosity, like the morbid curiosity, got the best of me one night. And I was home. I was living with my mother and my stepfather, and he rented it for me at Blockbuster. And about halfway through it, I didn't want to watch it anymore. And he got pissed, and he forced me to watch the whole fucking thing. And I didn't want to watch any more of it. Like, it was upsetting me. And he was like, "No, you said you wanted to see it. You need to sit down and watch this videotape." He's being a jerk.
Right.
Yeah. Because I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, "Okay, well, you don't want to see it. That's, But again, I don't parent the way I was parented. So what?
Yeah. He Clockwork Oranged you.
Yeah, he did. So whatever. He gave me a lot of like freaking traumas. Like I have a lot of body issues because he'd make snide comments about me. So,
Oh, dude, yeah, that's my whole childhood was full of that. Yeah, no. Give it to Breezy. He's the human dumpster.
hey, I like that song, Josh Castro. Shot. Yeah, that's on the soundtrack to what's that movie that I like? Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight.
Oh, Demon Knight, yeah.
Yeah.
Dope one. Yeah. So, yeah, and I'm the same way. Like now that I'm older, like when I was a kid, I'm like, ooh, cool, kind of following the bandwagon. And I'm a horror fan, so it was kind of like I don't know, kind of like a must see. But now that I'm older, and like because I used to skate a lot when I was a kid, and I suffered a lot of freaking injuries. But I used to, back in the day, I used to love watching people, wipe out. And now if I'm like, now I feel it. Like I literally fucking feel it. And I'm like, oh, dude, don't go side down. And then you'll see that, like the ankle snap sideways or the leg. And I'm like, dude, like I don't know what it is. I can't, It's the same. I think it's the same kind of concept as when we get older and like you see, like you were talking about, like when it comes to like animals and or kids or whatever. Like
Yeah.
Pumpkinhead was a great movie when I was a kid. After I became a parent, I
can't watch that shit. Yeah. I didn't care. And kids my age getting picked off left and right. I'm like, oh, sucks to be you. It sucks to suck, doesn't it? You should have ran faster.
You didn't run fast enough.
Thin legs. Like, you got to high step your ass over them bodies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Darwin's, survival of the fittest. But
yeah, now as a parent, I'm like, leave the kids alone.
Leave them kids alone. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, it's weird how that changes in your perception, even though it's whether it's a movie or not.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Well, with horror movies, you can rationalize it's even though it's upsetting, your suspension of disbelief. You get involved in the movie, you get emotionally,
you invested.
Invested in the characters. At the end of the day, you're going to see them in another movie, probably, right?
Right.
And there's they're out there living a life with the faces of death.
There's no movie stars.
Yeah, no. I mean, I would say that the one Faces of Death that I remember is the guy parachuting into the alligator farm. I remember the idiots jumping off of the dorm roof, and I remember somebody cutting up live puppies.
Oh yeah.
And I like 4 could not, like, and I still see it. Like I can't get past like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I can't even like form words with that. I can't form words with that. Like it disturbs me so greatly. Like I can't.
Yeah. Well, see, I think it comes down to we begin as you get older, and also even whether or not if you had kids or not, I think it comes to self-preservation and also preservation of the innocence. The innocent.
Yeah.
No crimes for the innocent. And that's. But if you really think about it, that's what we kind of grew up with. Like Friday the 13th or Halloween. It was punishment for doing, on camp counselors for, getting it on or doing drugs. So if you did something wrong, you got consequences for it, know. And I think that's why, like, the first time I watched Last House on the Left, like, it disturbed me. And I was I was younger than having a kid or anything like that, but I remember because the girls were they were just they were just looking to go buy some pot, and they come across these dudes, and those dudes, did them extremely dirty and sent them out to die, but they were the hippies, they were the good girls, they came from a good home and blah blah blah. They didn't do anything wrong, and then the most horrific shit in the world happens to them.
Yeah.
So, because I remember watching that and it literally made my stomach turn.
I don't know that I've ever seen. Was it Hoopers?
Yeah, that was Hooper.
Okay.
Or no, wait, that wasn't Hooper. That was Craven.
Oh,
Yeah.
Craven. I don't know why I was thinking Hooper.
Or was it? I know Craven did Hills Have Eyes.
I like the original Hills Have Eyes,
which is kind of the same concept.
The
Last House on the might have been Hooper.
'72. I wasn't even born yet, dude.
That's a good thing, bro.
You're right. It's Craven.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Hooper. Oh, I'm thinking Texas Chainsaw. But
they went fucking around on someone else's land in Texas, so they kind of deserved that shit. Yeah. You don't go walking up on someone's porch in the middle of Texas in the '70s without expecting some aftermath.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would expect at minimum a gun in my face.
Right.
Hold on. Fast forward. Maybe it was of a teenager. Oh, they were talking about Rotten.com in the chat.
Oh, Rotten.com. That was, yeah.
I saw somebody who was on a railroad track on Rotten.com because my psychotic ex-husband used to go to that website all the time. And he was a psycho, like a legit, clinical psychopath. And probably shouldn't be surprised that he was on there. Yeah. He showed me somebody that was split right down the center from a train. They were on the track.
No, I remember it coming out and going, nah, it's not my gig. And plus, internet back then took so freaking long to load up a fucking video. Like, I didn't live in the inner city anymore, so I was out in the country. So a picture would take 5 minutes. So a video would take, maybe an hour and a half. Windows 95 or whatever, Windows 98. But I do remember doing one of my first investigations on Rotten.com after Tupac passed, and they released his autopsy files, and I was like, or pictures, and I was like, I'm gonna match up all of his tattoos. And I remember back then, and people could be like, "Breezy, you're full of shit," whatever. I don't care what you say. I really don't. But I remember going, wait, why is there no why is that tattoo not on the autopsy? And I was like, wait a minute.
See, I'm not looking for autopsy photos, but I will read autopsy reports.
Right.
I've read many a celebrity autopsy report, and I can tell you that the one that was most disturbing to read was Richie Valens and Big Bopper.
Yeah.
And
Buddy Holly.
Buddy Holly's freaking autopsy was horrific. Yeah. The description, I mean, obviously no photos. I don't want to see the photos. You can read the autopsy report and get an idea. But I mean, it was God bless them. I mean, that is terrifying to think of.
Yeah. Another one is what's crazy. I think I might have said it on here before because I'm a huge Skinner fan. But the Van Zant one was a trip. So with his, he always said, live fast, die young, and have a good looking corpse. And so when the plane crashed, what happened was they were coming into the field and the pilots dropped the landing gear too early, and the landing gear hit the trees and it literally split the fuselage and ejected, some of the people out, and Ronnie Van Zant was one of them. And it didn't do anything. He flew out and he just nicked like a tree branch right on the top of his head and just turned the clock off.
Oh,
So whenever it was time for his funeral, when they put the hat on him, he looked just like he did when, he lived fast, died young, and had a good looking corpse. And he always told people he'd never make it to 30. And he was 20. He was like a month away from his 30th birthday.
I had a friend who used to say that. He would always say, I'm going to die young. I'm going to die young. And I was like, shut up, dude, be quiet. And sure enough, he was early 40s. He died of cancer this year. And, that was always playing in the back of my head, him telling me, I know I'm not going to be old. I'm going to die young.
Yeah. I never thought I was going to make it past 21. I really didn't. I took so many chances and did so much damage to myself. Like, I was like, dude, when I was 13 years old, I was like, there is no way at this point I'm making it past 21. And so now I feel like I'm on borrowed time. I'm like, dude, you have so much borrowed time now. Like, you're supposed to be gone a long time ago. Because we used to do, like we did back in the 80s and 90s, we did crazy stuff and didn't have any regard for the outcome. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember
concerned about it. I mean, I'll take calculated risks at this point.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I remember freaking doing, 100 freaking miles in my IROC Z20, my 88 IROC Z28, and going down the freaking highway in the middle of the night when no one else is on the highway, and just like turning the wheel and pulling the e-brake just to see how many. Yeah.
You can actually roll.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I used to do, on 190 between Livingston and Woodville is where I lived. So east of Livingston on 190, it opens up to a 4-lane blacktop, 2 lanes in each direction, yellow center stripe.
Right.
Pine trees as far as the eye can see on either side. There's just, when it's dark, right? I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been out there in ages, but when I lived there, you get past Livingston, it's black. And I remember one night, it was full moon, so it was pretty bright. I could see everything pretty well. Of course, the blacktop's lit up from the moon. I was doing 110. I turned my headlights off and just floored it for about 5 miles to see how far I could get. I was playing chicken with myself at about 1 a.m. Flying down 190. Yeah.
Yeah, no. It's weird that you said that, because the next one lined up in my nugget was, we have a 2-lane road here. It's a farm to market road. And same thing, when I had my Camaro, I do the shut the lights, because I got it from Twilight Zone, the movie, where he's like, you want to see something scary, and he shuts the lights off. But so on each side of the farm to market road, there's trees. So if you can literally look up and see where the light's coming in, you can guide the trees. And fast forward into like, I want to say the late 2000s, I had a Ford F-150, and I was telling my homeboy about that, and he was like, "Nah, you're full of shit." Blah, blah. I was like, "Come on, let's go right now." And been drinking a lot and everything, which I always did in my 20s, especially. And we went out there and we were doing the same thing. And I was like, "All right, Claire, I'm gonna shut the lights off." And he's a crazy motherfucker, just like me. And he like hangs out the window, and so he's hanging out the window like a dog, feeling the wind in his face. And he's like, "Ow, ow, ow!" And he like starts getting smacked by tree limbs. And I was like, "Oh shit!" So I like turn on the headlights, swerve back in the lane. We were all the way completely off the road, and we were almost tilted in the ditch. Went there the next day. We went to go get more beer to kill our hangover. And
You're the dog.
Yeah, exactly. And we looked at it, and I think it was an intervention. Whatever you call it, heavenly freaking intervention or whatever, because all through that part where we were, there was nothing but those coverts that run between people's driveways.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So like if you had been in the ditch and hit one of those,
yeah,
that's
Forget
the end of that. Yeah, a divine intervention.
See, we used to so growing up in the Bay Area, it would get so foggy. I remember more than once trying to get my girlfriends home at night. Like in the rural areas, we would have to roll down the pass. I couldn't see the lines, and you can't hit your high beams in
right
fall
because it makes it worse.
Back in your face. So driving slow down, Stony Point Road or whatever, or my friend is driving, and I am literally, we have the window rolled down on the passenger side, and one of us is like hanging out of the window, telling them how close they are to the road. Because you can't see shit. The fog is so thick. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. Fun days.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, it's crazy how that all manifested itself into where we are now, because like a lot of those, so I guess where that takes me is into kind of a parallel dimension type of thing. So like I've been kind of juggling with this ideology for a minute, where did we actually not make it through those certain serious points and just changed into a different into a different into a different timeline or a parallel dimension,
okay, so you didn't survive that timeline, you immediately slide into this one, picking up where you left off, but in this timeline.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kind of,
I think about stuff like that sometimes. I got you.
Yeah, I'm not kicking it out of bed yet, because I was looking at this one encounter, I guess, whatever you call it, or experience, where this dude was like, well, there's actually a couple of them, but the one I think about that comes to mind mostly is dude chilling at his house. His neighbor comes and wakes him up, but comes and knocks on the door, and he's like, "Hey man, I need help moving this shelf." And it's like a big dresser, it's like an armoire, from the second floor down to the first. And there's another dude there. I don't remember exactly how it goes. There's another dude there like watching and guiding him down the steps. And dude slips and falls. He goes rolling back, and the armoire is coming down the steps, and then wham, and then it's all blacked out. And then he's laying on the couch and hears a knock on the door, and the dude's like, "Hey, I need you to come help me with this armoire."
Oh, that sounds like oh God, what is it? With the logs and the truck. Final Destination.
Oh, Final Destination shit. Yeah, exactly.
It's like a foreshadowing of your own death. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, dude, what's going to happen is, he's like, no, I'm not going out
I'm
there.
good.
Yeah, straight up. So, some of those made me question that possibility. But then again, there's a lot of logic to disprove that because, how long is it going to last? Right. So if every time you die and then you go into you slide into a different parallel dimension or universe or whatever, what happens when you're like, 105 and you're dying of old age? Do you slip into the one where
you start over again?
Or where they figure out they're like, oh, we defeated death and now we can harvest new organs and we'll build you new lungs.
Yeah.
I don't know. So,
that would make sense because I always tell people, like, I feel like I've lived like 5 lives.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lived multiple lives in this one existence, right? I feel like I've lived multiple, like versions of me. I mean, it's true. I mean, you change as you grow and age, and you have life experiences. But I mean, I feel like there are times. I mean, like, I feel like up to a certain point is one life, up to another point is another life, to this point is another life, to this point is another life. Like I've had I've lived like 4 or 5 lives. Like
a phase shifting.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, me too. And same with that freaking IROC. Because I had T-tops on it. It was all black, beautiful. I wish I still had it. I wouldn't have been stupid and sold it as a kid. But that's what everyone was telling me. They were like, because I was acting reckless in it, and I'd push that thing. I ended up getting it, modified and had a bigger engine put in it, bigger transmissions and shift kits. And everyone was like, dude, I've been having these freaking dreams where it's you and that freaking IROC and glass everywhere. And those things, the 88s, they were built with huge front and back windows and glass T-tops. And they're like, dude, I don't know what it is, but you're dead and there's a ton of glass everywhere. And I mean, I was doing a lot of drugs at the time, so it could have just been me being paranoid. But I was like, yeah, it's time to sell this thing. But it was what it was. I don't know. But there are times, like there are probably, like you said, there are probably like 5 or 6 times where I shouldn't have made it out, and for some weird reason I did.
Yeah, I mean, there are points in my life where I definitely could have been taken out. And I'm trying to figure out why I wasn't,
Right. Yeah, and then that goes into the It's a Wonderful World scenario. Like
you have a purpose. Yeah. I have no clue what that would be. I have no clue what that would be. And like one of my children's going to be the president or something. Like there's something great. Like
right. You're the ghost that's the reason the next person living there is not going to have frozen toilets.
Yeah, right. Putting that heat trace on there.
Like, I saved your toilets. Whoa.
You have flowing water when it's -2.
Anything past 23 degrees is okay. Yeah. Well, if the chat doesn't have anything, so we've been on what? An hour and 20? Yeah. So if you have anything you want to chime in about, chime in, or we'll wrap this thing up in the next either 5 minutes or 10 minutes because I have to land on a certain.
Good Lord.
I'm sorry.
It's 20 right now. That's a round number.
Yeah, but by the time we say our goodbyes, it'll be 21, and I just can't do that.
All right. Okay.
And plus, we're
Somebody
giving
in chat asked if we had any
Yeah.
unfulfilled dreams that we want before we die.
unfulfilled dreams, like stuff you want to do before you die.
I
like
guess,
bucket list.
yeah.
Bucket list? No, not at all. I really
You've done
don't.
everything.
I'm extremely satisfied. And like, so I've been having health issues, right? And everyone in the fucking world, and I thank everybody for it, is concerned about it. And they're like, dude, we'll just change.
Yeah.
Stop smoking, stop drinking, blah, blah, blah.
I'm not telling you to stop shit. I'm just telling you to go somewhere.
Well, yeah, but that's expensive. But
So's being dead. All right.
not really. Just put me in.
It'd be
Do me
expensive
like
for Jen and the kids.
Do me like Big Lebowski and just put me in a Folgers can. I'll be all right. But no, because I think about it a lot because I'm faced with this. But okay, I'm not going to sound glum, so I'm going to shut the F up about that part. But dude, I've done so much stuff, and I would love to write like a biography about myself or autobiography. But so many people are alive that I can't put names in it, and that would besmirch the whole point of the story, because I'm not going to throw people's names in that are still alive in it. But all in all, I've had my fill, and I've done freaking everything that I can imagine, and I love living my life the way I live, and I don't want to change, because I think that if I changed who I was, it'd be more like a hell on earth, and I wouldn't be happy, and I don't want to be
happy.
Yeah,
I'm at the stage of my life where my freaking happiness is taking precedent. F everything else.
Exactly.
Like, call it villain era. I don't call it whatever. I don't give a shit. Like,
yeah.
I'm out for me.
Yeah.
Still be nice. Like, I don't want to be a jerk to people, but like, I don't want to get walked on or get used, or I don't want to do shit that doesn't make me happy. I can tell you that. Like, if I'm miserable, that's not going to be long-lived in my life.
Right. Yeah, kind of like how whenever, like a married couple and they've been married forever, and then one of them goes and the other one follows closely to suit. It's because they have no more fight in the game. They're over it, and I dig that. It's not a bad thing. I just don't want to stop being me, and I don't want to stop living life how I live it, because I love the way I live it. And all the things that I've gone through and experienced made me who I am today. People ask that question a lot to other people, like, if you could do it all over, what would you change? And I always tell people, I wouldn't change anything, because I wouldn't be who I am if I did change it,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you were like, I wish, I didn't get kicked outside every day and drink garden hose water, then you would be the badass you are.
Yeah, but I agree, and I think about that too. Like, if I could go back, because there was this one, I wouldn't call it a theory. There's this one thing just posed by somebody once, saying, what if this life you're living is one that you have to keep reliving? This exact same life, you keep reliving until you get it right.
Get it right. Yeah.
And once you get this life right, then you move on to your next life. So this is like Groundhog's Day. This
Yeah.
life is
Right.
like a Groundhog's Day for you until
Yeah.
you get that shit nailed down. And that's why you get deja vu. You know, that's why some things seem familiar. Some places that you've never been before, that you're there for
Right.
the first time, seem familiar to you. You know, you're reliving the same life over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And I think that, and I'm like, would I make the same choices? But then I think, you know, because there's been a lot of BS in my life and your life. You know, we both had a lot of traumas,
Right.
but a lot of mine happened just shit decisions like when I was young. Because I there was a lot of pressure put on me when I was 18, 19 years old to like make decisions for my whole life. Like my whole life. I'm 18. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so crazy.
And I was made to believe that if I didn't make the right decision right now, my entire life is shit. My entire life is ruined if I don't make that right choice right now
Yeah.
at 18. And that really effed me up. And that led me to making shit choices because I was 18. And yeah, and I was put in some really crappy situations because I made crappy choices. Like I don't blame the world for things that happen. I don't blame, you know, other people for things that happen to me. Even there were choices I made. There were shitty choices that I made. But, you know, if I'm living this life over and over and over again, would I make those same shitty choices? And, you know, one of the shitty choices led to like my kids, my older kid, like Riley and Gillian. You know, would I do that for Riley and Gillian? Like, would I endure 10 years of literal torture for my children to exist?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, would I do that? You know,
Yeah.
and I feel like I have to, you know, but knowing that Riley's not going to survive past 17 years, would I still do that?
Right.
Yeah.
And when it comes
I
to
think he
kids,
deserves to have a life no matter how short it was.
yeah, when it comes to kids, that's where it gets into the fuzzy area. You know what I mean? Because like part of mine is because I know, well, the way my mind thinks is I got 5 kids, I got 5 grandkids. So the odds of something that would be devastating to me happening to my kids or my grandkids is stacking. And I'm like, dude, I want to see, you know, like I want to be here for that. If something bad goes down, you know, and get the call, especially medical factor, not just a disease factor, but you know, like seeing one of them go through a horrible illness or you know hospitalization type of a thing, you know, to where they're permanently affected, like, and the odds are stacked. So to me, I'm like, well, you know, if it does, you know, go down to the level, then you know, I'll be all right because I don't have to endure that in the physical world. And then I believe in the afterlife. So over there on that other side, you know, time and all that doesn't exist the way it does here. And, you know, you'll know it's all right once you're over there. But when you're here, it's frightening and it's stressful and it's painful, you know.
And then I think, like, is this purgatory? Is this
right?
purgatory?
Yeah.
I don't know that it's hell. I mean, it hurts. Things hurt. Everything hurts. It's painful. It's painful emotionally. It's painful physically.
Physically, yeah.
You know, it's just pain.
Mentally, yeah.
The existence is pain.
Yeah.
Like with brief moments of no pain.
Yeah.
Pain.
That's what it is. Yeah. It's just pure pain with a little bit of numbing here and there.
Yeah, spatterings of like maybe it's not as bad as before, but it's still pain.
Yeah, it's like
And
getting
as you get older, it's still like the physical pain just amps up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's like getting a tattoo. You're like, ow, ow, ow. And then you're just like, oh, that feels better. Ow, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, as you go. Well, sorry not to get so deep on that one. I didn't mean to. Yeah.
That's shit that I think about. Like, I've got an hour commute to work. I think about shit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And the hour to commute to work is fucking painful as shit.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts.
Hour there and an hour
It hurts
back.
mentally. I want to cry on my way.
Yep.
I need something to distract me. So I think about like existential crisis.
Yeah. Yep. Just yeah, think about that. And I think that's what we do a lot is that's why we are driven to look at all these exterior aspects, you know, like the fake fog or fake snow or Bigfoots, or because it distracts you about, you know, a lot of the shit that you go through, you know, and it makes you inquisitive to the point to where you're completely not looking at what's going on in front of you, and also boredom, right? So like it you know, life becomes continuous, you know, like when I used to work up at the big company I worked for, you know, I was the same way, hour there, hour and a half back, because I came back at
traffic
during rush hour. So it was like, you know, anything that I could, and you can only listen to so many 90s grunge songs and shit like that before you're like YouTubing or listening to, you know, conspiracy theories or
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I listen to Audible. I'll shuffle my playlists. I'll go onto YouTube and I'll pull up Bruce Stew and I'll hit scroll because he's got a shit ton of videos. So I'll just like scroll it, and because I'm driving, I'm not looking at my phone. I can kind of see it scrolling, and then I'll just randomly tap a video and let it take it from there and autoplay after that. I'm like, let's Bruce Stew roulette on the drive home today.
Nope. Yeah. Ever since the Christmas music turned off or New Year's hit, I don't listen to Christmas. I do it from December 1st to January 1st. And I just went 90s alternative. Yeah, I just went 90s alternative, you know, and I'm like sitting there jamming freaking No Doubt and Offspring. And
I have a playlist called Random Shit. That like
nice.
A song that I might remember and I buy, or like, because my playlist is a crap ton of songs in it. Like I forget is in there. I'll throw it in the Random Shit playlist, and then every now and then I'll shuffle my Random Shit playlist.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Well, shit, we got 2 minutes. So, you got anything going on in the near future on any channels? What you got going on?
I'm gonna be on BMR tomorrow night for sure. I know that Donnie Cho is having a watch party with some Bigfoot kidnapping women and biker gangs going to say on the show. Like, I may or may not be there for that. I'm sure at some point I'll do a night owl with Tex, probably Sunday night, Monday night. But outside of that, I don't have anything. No book view review tonight, Grand. I don't have anything prepped.
Yeah, if Tex, tell Tex, dude, I've been having like almost these premonitions because I don't deal with the look into new flat earth stuff, but I've been having like these synapses connecting about a lot of it and how it works, and the reason why we think the way that we do, you know what I mean? Like real quick, one of them was, you know, okay, so like when we're told there's a Santa Claus or Easter Bunny or Tooth Fairy, right? The fact that you know that when you're told Santa Claus isn't real, or the Easter Bunny's not real, or that the Tooth Fairy is not real, it's not that you're really butthurt about Christmas because you know you're still going to get presents because your parents are going to provide for them. So you know that the tradition isn't going to stop. So you're not losing anything. It's the fact that you've been lied to the entire time, and that's what breaks your heart, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't realize it. You know, you don't realize it as a kid.
My kids
looking
get
at
so hooked on that. No, and that was always like a real big thing for me with my kids. Like, I don't think I think I told Riley Santa's not real when he was like 12. But all
Yeah,
my
I told my
kids, I never said anything. I just let them like have that realization as they got older. Like I'd still
I told them
I'd still play the part. I'd still play along until they were like, "Okay, Mom."
yeah, until all their friends were like, "What? You crazy?" No.
Yeah.
But no, I always told my kids early, but I think that, you know, in a larger scale, that's really what it is, and that's what makes people so defensive and offensive about it. You know, it's because no one likes to know that they've been lied to their whole life.
No.
Or been lied to, you know.
At all. You're right. That's
right.
such a shitty feeling. Especially as a
So,
child. That's kind of a betrayal of trust. You trust your parents to be real and honest with you.
Right. And if you think about it as like the longer it lasts, the harder it is to rip the Band-Aid off. You know what I mean? So if someone were to tell you, you know, right now that, you know, England wasn't real or something, you know, something like that, like something big that, you know, is out of your reach, and we're to say, no, we were just bullshitting you. Taxes aren't real. And you'd be like, what? I've been paying taxes.
And where the hell's my money going?
Yeah. Exactly.
Where the hell is my money?
You'd be
That's
way
a lot
more
of money.
Yeah, you'd be way more defensive and way more offended by that factor. And I think that has a lot to do with it. But so anyway, short and ugly. Tell Tex when he's ready to do that one, because I'm not gonna lay the point out there for everybody. Do your own research, check it out, be open-minded, and if you're not open-minded, then it means you don't want to believe that you've been bullshitted, you know. And not just with that, but with a lot of things. Like I texted you about the moon landing thing. I looked at that and went, wait a minute. Like, if you're there and you're standing there.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's no horizon.
There would be a horizon, Joe.
No way.
There would be a horizon, Joe.
No.
There would be
it'd be like me.
Joe.
No, it'd be like us standing on the North Pole and looking at Polaris. You would have to look straight up. You wouldn't look to the edge.
You understand that the Earth tilts and the universe is moving also, right? Oh no, that's right. You don't believe in the universe. Never mind.
No. But if that was true, then Polaris wouldn't be there the whole time in the exact same spot for thousands.
I don't think
of years.
It is.
It is.
It shifts.
It is.
No. There's a horizon, Joe.
No horizon.
There's a horizon, Joe.
No way, dude.
Yes,
no
there
way.
is a horizon, Joe.
Look, okay. Let me just do this. I'm going to use my cigarettes. I'm going to do. If this is the face of the moon that always goes and faces the moon, faces the earth, no matter what. If I park right here on this triangle, my feet are standing here. My head's up here. If I'm doing this, the only way I'm going to see the earth is by looking straight up. It's right above me. It's not down here. It's not over there. Straight up.
Okay.
All right.
So there is a curvature, right, on a spherical object because it's not a.
Nope, you're in dead center. You're in dead center. But we will continue this because it is 1:40 on the dot, so I'm going to shut her down. All right. everybody out there, thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. One love. Monica, go ahead and send your goodbyes.
Adios, folks. Have a good night. I'll catch y'all later on one of the other shows.